The whole universe has come out of the whole absolute Brahman. Brahman is still full, although the whole universe has come out of it. Oh, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are reading the Shwetashwara Upanishad, and we are on chapter 1. We read the other day, verse 10. What does it mean? Just to recollect that, the verse says that Ksharam Pradhanam. Pradhanam means Prakriti. That is the matter. 5 elemental things or 24 cosmic principle. That is the Pradhanam. That is Ksharam. It is all destructible. Haraha. Haraha means that Lord God who takes away all karma, that is Ishvara, God. Hara is Amritam, Aksharam, is immortal and unchanging. Two things, Shara, Akshara. Prakriti, the nature of what we see in this universe, made of 24 principles, or you can say 5 elements. These are all changing and subject to destruction. This is Kshara. And Pradhanam Aksharam. Ksharang Pradhanam Saram. Sharang Pradhanam. Pradhanam means Sharam and Aksharam Haraha. Haraha means Lord Shiva. Normally you call Hara Hara Bam, that Hara, Shiva. But here meaning who takes away all ignorance, all our Maya, we can withdraw. That is called the Parameshwar, Supreme Self, or it is called the Aksharam. It does not get destroyed. It remains the same forever, Aksharam. And Sharatmanam Ishate Deva Ekaha. Ekaha Deva. That one absolute Eka was one. Eka Devaha means that supreme conscious self. Shara Atmanu Ishate. It controls this 5 elemental world as also the Atman, the individual soul. So the Ishvara controls two things. Hara means the Ishvara, the Lord God. He controls this elemental thing as also we, the jivas, who are created out of that. So Atma, Jivatma, and the elemental thing controlled by Hara, Ishvara. Understand? We again go back. Brahman, one step down, called Ishvara. Ishvara is who? Who is Brahman with Maya, called Ishvara. And what he does? He creates the whole universe. The whole control of this creation is his. That's the technically Ishvara sound, and here it has been, this Shwetashwara Upanishad is defining that as Hara. And now this Hara or Ishvara is controlling Ishate, Kshara, and Atmano. It regulates all the material elemental thing of Pradhana and also the individual soul is controlled by Ishvara. Tasya. And now, if one can that bhuya cha vidhyana, now if one can concentrate his mind, bhuya means again and again and again, avidhyanat means meditating on that supreme self, if one can do that, aya bhuya cha avidhyana, if it is done again and again with concentrated focus, one can meditate. Jojanat, not only meditate. Meditation is a dualistic process. I am there, the object is there, and I'm meditating to the instrumentality of my mind. But Vedanta does not say that is the last condition, last state. What is the last state? It is that which is beyond all these meditator, this relationship done. That means when the meditator, meditation, and the meditative process all collapse into something, that is the state called Brahmajnana. That is Brahmatma Jnana. So here he says, Uvidhyanat tasya bhuyascha uvidhyanat. Tasya means of that. Of that means what? Of that supreme reality, or you can say, even you can say Hara, the Lord who Ishara. You meditate on Ishara. Paramatma. Jivatma, we, Paramatma, Supreme Lord. The individual soul and the Supreme Soul. When one meditating on the Supreme Soul, day and night, and not only meditating, you should get absorbed into it, thinking, I am that. With this type of second step, that is the Vedantic stand. You are meditating, that's okay. But still you are the meditator, and that is the object of meditation, and that is the conscious entity, or Ishvara, whatever you think, it is the Hara. That will not do. You have to dive deep into this meditation, when the meditator and meditation and all these things will collapse. That's why it's called Puna Puna Abhidhyana Jojanat. Jojana means connecting together, uniting together. Paramatma and Jivatma united together. How? With the idea that I am that. Tattva Bhavat. Then what will be the end result? If one can do, as meditate on, that's why we do in our meditation, daily meditation, our meditation process. Think of Paramatma. We call Ramakrishna, we call Christ, we call Buddha. No? Think of him as Ishvara. He is the God. That's why he call, who is Avatar? Who you meditate every day. Not a man Ramakrishna, not a man Christ, but who is Ishvara. Shankara says, Bhagavan, Sacha Bhagavan, that Bhagavan, who is the creator of this entire universe, has come down as a human being. That's why our meditation is according to Upanishad, the Shwetashwara Upanishad. You do meditate on your Paramatma. That is out for us. What is your meditation object every day you do? Meditating on that, dive deep, and feel I am no separate from that. And that consciousness and this consciousness, same consciousness, and merge into it. And what will happen? End result? Ante, ante means at the end, here Vishwamaya Nivritti. This Maya, this ignorance, cosmic ignorance, Vishwamaya means cosmic ignorance. This cosmic ignorance will be totally gone. Then what will remain? That you are, and you are that, and that is the only reality. Or Brahman alone remains, and nothing else. No one to say what remains, no one to say what is that experience, what is that experiencer, who are enjoying the bliss of meditation, all is destroyed. That is the goal of Upanishad. This verse is very important. We actually unconsciously do meditate this. First, to understand this world is unreal. It is changeable. It is getting destroyed. Kshara. Akshara, who does not die, Ishvara, who created this universe, he is all the time. How many times destruction happening and creation happening? But God, Lord, he is all the time there. So he has created, and what he does, second word says, he is controlling the kshara, that means which is changeable, prakriti, and also the jiva, the individuals. All of us are controlled by God. That's why Gita says, Ishvara, Ishvara sarvabhutanam hridyase Arjuna tishtati. Arjuna, hridyase in the heart area, Tishtati, staying. Who? Ishvara. That Ishvara is in the heart of all. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hriddesya Arjuna Tishtati. And Brahmayan Sarvabhutani. It is He is controlling. He is making you roam around in life's journey. You think I am doing. Good, bad, you are doing nothing. We are helpless. When knowledge will come. In ignorance, that's okay. I do this, I do that, I will do good. I am doing bad. No, I will not do the bad thing. I'll think of God. I will lead this. And so you, in this level of ignorance, we thought about that. So that's why it is said that Kshara Akshara, that's controlled by Ishara. And now, what is the way out? Think of Ishara then. You are Jivatma, that's the Paramatma. The example, two birds, the story, sitting in the same tree in different branches, lower branch, higher branch. Higher branch is always peaceful, joyful. He does not eat anything. He does not be worried of anything. Calm, serene, Paramatma. And lower bird, we. Now happy, now unhappy. Now excited, now depressed. So we are like, and now eating some nice, tasteful food, and now I'm getting bitter food, and my face becoming sour. So this is the way we are going. Now here it says lower bird is looking at that and then goes close to. Think of the lower bird. Lower bird thinking of the higher bird. Higher bird then going one hopping, one hopping. We are trying every meditation means one hopping towards that Paramatma. Huh? And then when you go, constantly focusing on that, if you go close, and go there, then you are very close to it. That's good. But that will not do. You have to end in Him. You have to just absorb into Him. Huh? That means lower bird will not be non-existing. What will exist? Only the upper bird, the Satchidananda Brahman. So that is the sadhan. Huh? Beautiful. We have read it 10. Now we'll be reading the next verse 11. Gyatva devam sarvapashapohani. Gyatva devam sarvapashapohani. Kshinoi klesvair. Kshinoi klesvair. Janma mrityu prahani. Janma mrityu prahani. Tasya vidyana. Tasya vidyana. Tritiyam deho vede. Tritiyam deho vede. Vishwaisharjam. Vishwaisharjam. Kevala aptakama. Kevala aptakama. Now, with this type of meditation, what will happen, as we just discussed? 10th verse said that you meditate, Jivatma, meditate on the Paramatma, the Ishvara, and then meditating deeply, you get absorbed into it, and ultimately finding unity, total absorption into it, and you losing yourself, then that will lead you to freedom. Nishya Nivritti. How will you get out of Maya? This is the way of getting out of the Maya. Now, Gyatva Devam means again that Supreme Lord, Paramatma. Gyatva means knowing. Knowing does mean what? Knowing means not knowing intellectually, but experiencing. You experience that Supreme Lord through every pore of your body, at every sensation of your experience every day, eating, sleeping, walk, in any mood your mind is going through. Everywhere you will find God, Ishvara. So, Gyatva Devam, knowing the Parameshwar, what? If you know that, what will be the end result? Sarva Paso Hani, Apohani. Sarva means all, Paso means the tie, knots, bondage. Sarva paso apohani. Sarva paso apohani means it is all dust destroyed. All papa hani, all the bondage will be destroyed. What does it mean? What does it mean? All the paso means bondage. What is our bondage? Our bondage is attachment of the mind with the external object. So now he says, Kshinai hi klesvai. Panchadashi, Patanjali's yoga philosophy is bringing the idea. Klesha. There are five types of kles. Kles means which torments us. Who torments us? Our own problem torments us. Because I am ignorant of something, I get misconception and I get troubled by that. One, avidya. I understand, I. Ego, asmita. That is the cause of suffering. Raga, we get attached to one thing, I love it and I grab it, I will not leave it. That is called attachment, raga. Dvesa, I hate it. I can't look at that. I cannot tolerate that. That's the cause of suffering. Why should be so much intolerance? Why should be so much attachment? Why? You want peace? Look at everyone. You have attachment for a very someone notice small thing, you suffer. And you hate someone to the extreme, you suffer. You suffer because your ego, my ego is I. That's why you suffer. You suffer because you are ignorant, that's why you suffer. When you know the thing, you will not be affected. Most of our problem is that interpersonal relationship and other things. I say one thing, you understand another way. And taking that in your mind, you go on brooding and brooding and brooding and fighting and fighting and fighting. But if it is knowledge, bring in the light. That's why it is. That's why you said discuss more, clarify the points. Where there is clarity, the misconception is less, and suffering is less. So it is avidya, asmita, rago, deso, and obinivesa. Obinivesa means clinging to the life. I won't die. There are many people in the even last breath. I want to live long. Hurry, this body will live long means how much? 1 year more? Okay, you live another 20 years more. Then what will happen? 50 years more? You are 100, you will be 150. Okay, be 150. Then what? 200? Then what? So this is the clingingness. Clingingness means jete nahi divo. I cannot give it. Swamiji said, let go. Let go thy will. Sannyasin, be bold. Say, I am. Tom tat sat. Oh. All our problem is holding and no, I won't allow it to go. See, our prejudices, our thoughts, our anger, our frustration, we hold on. We put it in a very costly jewel in our hand. I'm not going to give it. 20 years before you said this to me. I remember 20 years story. Hari, what is that? Why are you clinging on to that? That is gone. No, I can't forgive you. I will remember whatever. I cannot forgive. So suffer. The suffering, cause of suffering, Patanjali is the greatest psychologist of the world, has analyzed this very critically. And he had understood that all suffering, don't blame anyone. It is you at the cause of your suffering. First of all, you are ignorant. Anything you talk about, one perspective, another perspective. Like everything have different perspective, no? I look this at this lamp from my perspective. You look from that side, you will have a different view. We should not fight for that. Understand? This side view, like you also come, you see from this side, you will see the same thing. And I go that side, I will see your view. But my view is the only view. I understand. First of all, ignorance, avidya, then asmita, I. Raga means attachment. We attach to many things. From our childhood, how many things we have attached. That didn't give me joy, give us joy. How many things I was aversion. I created aversion. This food I don't like. That yeah, that I understand. If your health does not tolerate, that's a different thing. But with tongue, I don't like this food. This tongue is what tongue? Tongue is yet to hear. Why so much fuss about that? And see, if you have conquered in any place, you have conquered your life. You conquer your aversion, you are much happier person. You will conquer your attachment, you are a very cheerful person. You conquer your ego, you are a happiest person. Look at that. These few 5 points, these are called klesha. Klesha means it creates torture in the mind or pain, pain bearing obstacles. In spiritual life, these five are called pain bearing obstacle. It is an obstacle to attain to our permanent peace. And it, not only that, it is pain bearing, it bears pain. It does not give us freedom, it becomes obstacle. What type of obstacle? It is always carrying pain in the heart. I am restless. I am uh, full of tension. I cannot accept this. I am so too much of accept aversion, too much of repulsion, too much of attachment, too much of clingingness. Everything is bad. Little like, yeah, my body does not take chili. Okay, chili powder. Okay, that's understand. But you have to be chili and hearing the name. This cannot be a good example because your body system is different. But in where there is no reason even, we mentally get caught into the trap of avidya, one, ignorance, asmita, ego, raga, attachment, dvesa, it is called the aversion, and last is the holding, clinging. No, whatever happens, I am not going to give it up. To the end, people do that. So these all knowing, it will be attenuated. If you do this meditation, this process, gatwa, if you know, even intellectually you know that the Paramatman is the controller of everything, we all jivas and the material world. So if you know and you try to not pay attention to the changing thing, but pay attention to the unchanging Ishvara, you can focus, meditate there. So what will happen? Kleshohani. These five types of pain bearing obstacles will be reduced and reduced and reduced. Shinai. Tasya avidhyanat. Acha. And তারপরে তস্য vidhyanat. Now, by meditating upon that reality, deho vede, when this body will die, tritiyam. Tritiyam means you will attain to the all the powers of the world. If you identify with the Paramatman and get out of all these five kleshas, it will be reduced and reduced and reduced. What will come in your life because of a yogic practice? You will be a miracle making person. You can be talking, standing here, next moment you can disappear from here. You are there, but we won't see you. You have the power to make yourself appear, power to make yourself disappear. You can make yourself heavy, like 500 tons of your body will be like that. No one can lift you. There is a story of Hanumanji. Hanumanji is, what was that story? That in the tail, they are trying to uh, he was going to hit the
Bhim came
Bhim.
to Hanuman
Ah.
because they were the brother, both are the son of Pavan.
Ah,
So then he said that you remove my
tail.
yeah. And then he tried, but
So
he could not
Bhim,
move.
Bhim, with all the mighty power, could not lift even 1 inch of the tail. It's a yogic power. Huh? You can be so heavy, no one can lift you. Huh? So Anima, Lohim, Loghima, Prokam, Prakam, Ittadi, Ittadi, all say 5 types of Anima, Loghima, etc. All these miraculous power will come. Now, when you get all this power and then you apply them, no? When you apply, people will praise you. Ha 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 ha. But that is also an end. And when you end them, then what you do? Arey, let me think of the Paramatma. Even powers are meaningless. That's why no. Usually temptation, Christ last temptation. Is there a word? Last temptation?
Huh, final. What?
What? What are you looking at, Keshav?
What is the final temptation?
No. Christ has last temptation. The temptation means the mar came to tempt him into the world. Or Jama tempted Nachiketa in the Upanishad, tempted with a Buddha. Last mar came. The same idea. The whole world comes to adore you with wealth, prosperity, money, all the sensual joys, what you can get, with plenty of that. And that's the last bite. If you can ignore that, then you go to Brahmagyan. That's the last test. It we find in the life of Christ, the life of Buddha, all great souls. There's, it's showing that they reach a plateau of Vaishwarya. All this power, which is Raja Yoga described, the power chapter. One chapter, Swamiji's book, you find there is a chapter dedicated for power. That is Patanjali's. Yeah. So Patanjali says, you do this, you will be having this power. By will uh, you can do a miraculous thing which Christ showed some power like that for a good cause, so that others can be drawn towards God. They will have faith in God. That's why I say, Lazarus, come up. And Lazarus came out. No? Blind person comes and he healed it. That's the yogic power. That's why we adore Christ as yogi. And he had to expose those, he has to expose those to ordinary people, they don't know higher philosophy. Seeing that, oh, God's power, and one person, Jesus Christ, has made the blind to see. Okay, and one bread, and make it so many breads, and everyone ate. Huh? How can it be so? Yes, it is miraculous power. And to give conviction in the heart of the general mass that yes, there is a power and God's power, so love God, respect God, go Godward. So that is the purpose. Okay? Pecho, did you got?
According to three of the
So
Gospels,
Huh?
Jesus was tempted by
Satan.
in the desert after being baptized and fasting for 40 days and nights. The temptations took place before Jesus began his ministry when he was around 30 years old.
Right.
The story can be found in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke.
Right. All in Matthew, Mark, and Luke, you can read. There is the
Last
question
temptation
of
of Christ.
So this.
So for Buddha, Jesus, whoever practiced the path of yoga, they had to face that travel.
That is the
But
point.
Chaitanya, Sri Ramakrishna, they took the path of bhakti. They didn't have to face the travel. Or Sankara, who took the path of knowledge,
But he has
also
also
didn't. They had travel in religious practice, but this kind of last temptation kind of thing, if you select the depends on the path you select.
Okay, that also, that's why they are saying here, listen,
But didn't
what
Ramakrishna say, I don't want the 8 occult powers? Isn't that what he's talking about?
this is the material power.
Ah,
Two powers are there. Ramakrishna has the power. What? He can touch anyone and he will be free, illumined. That's also power, no?
but aren't there
But by
the
touching, he is not giving you money, he's not giving you good health, he's not curing your disease. No? That this curing of the disease, doing good to others, doing miracle, these are the power in the material level. And what Ramakrishna did is spiritual level. Looking at someone, your ignorance is destroyed. You become a yogi, you become a saint. Say, Girish Ghosh. Examples. So that is also Shakti. But this is also Shakti. But yes, what you said is correct, because this is talking about the path of Dhyana. That's why he's bringing the Kleso idea. Yogi's path. He's talking about the yogi. 5 kleshas are there. And if you practice Kleso Hani, Klesh will be destroyed. All your suffering will be destroyed. Then what will happen? Then you will attune yourself to this cosmic power of control. That is the power, yogic power. And that you can do miracle in the world. No? And see, Swamiji didn't believe that. What is that story? There
oh,
was
he didn't want the powers, right?
Swamiji didn't want. Ajay, Swamiji was preaching Vedanta, and there was a yogi or somebody, and all the chelas, all the disciples, listening to Swami Vivekananda, they left that guru and came here. And that man was a fakir. Fakir means
Caste.
Sufi mystic.
In
Ah,
Kashmir.
And what he said when he came, then he said that he will have to go out of this place within 3 days. And actually, within 3 days, Swami Vivekananda had a heavy diarrhea, and he could not have any means to stay over here. He came back, and when coming back to Holy Mother, he said, Ma, Ramakrishna has no power. Well, why? Are one Sufi mystic being jealous about me? I didn't ask anybody to come. But people come to me and I talked about God, Brahman, whatever I know. And that mystic person, he gave curse upon me that he will have to leave this place within 3 days. And really, within 3 days, I got this severe stomach diarrhea, and I have to run away from that place, diarrhea, and I have to come and then Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother smiled and said something what I forgot now.
He said that that power is also Sri Ramakrishna's
That power is also
Ah.
God's power. But point is that ordinary people be overwhelmed with this material power.
And mother said, Thakur is always with you. The whole world will remember you as the world teacher.
Yeah, right. The world will remember is your world teacher, and Thakur is with you, Lord is with you. Anyhow, so let us not digress much. So, Vishwa Ishwarjam, you attain to the Vaishwarja, the power of the whole cosmos. Swamiji said in one place, you can ask the sun to come down, it will come down here. What power, no? It is just unbelievable words, but it is an expression of tremendous Vaishwarja. That is the power yogis can get. And so Shankara's life, there was a big story. It will take more time, so I'm not going into it. The story of the king died, and he had to enter into the king's body. He left his own body, entered into the king's body. The king became alive then, and all the experiences he got to the king's experience. And then quickly, the other people came to know that there is Jogi's body. It is to be destroyed because the king is doing so good. And then he quickly left that body and entered into it. So, leaving one body, entering into another body, and one dead body to live body, all are miracles. They have the power, but Ramakrishna also had the power, but he didn't apply in that way. He said, The Dakshineshwar would have been a good dispensary because all the patients suffering, people will come, cure me, cure me, cure me, cure me. Na? But this curing doctors can do. For the special curing of Jivan Mukti, only Ramakrishna can give. So that's why they don't enter into that. But they have the power because they cross that limit, that is Parameshwar. So he says the anyhow Vishwa Ishwarjam, that great powers like Anima, etc., and they get and Kevalaha Aptakamaha. And at the end, crossing all these powers, they become Purnananda Brahma. They become they filled with, saturated with Brahman and Brahman, and it is called the path of gradual liberation. They did some good karma, as I said, the lower bird hopping, hopping. That means a gradual liberation going on. They don't come back and be born here, but by their on their journey, they're in such a flight. huh? They go on, and in between they get huge power, and then they cross that, not being attracted to that, then they reach absolute joy. So here in this Shwetashwara Upanishad, yes, the result, the impact of meditation has been told here a little bit. Meditating on the Paramatman or meditating with a one pointed mind, when the prarabdha will be ending, then all types of spiritual power and even going to the plane of Brahma, etc., they can attain. And after attaining those things, they feel it is meaningless and they go in the gradual liberation, say, and then become totally free. What does it mean? That Upanishad indicates that absolute consciousness, that Brahman, which is full of bliss and knowledge, that is the subject of Vedanta. But there are few fortunate spiritual seekers, men and women, those who have attained to that knowledge of the self. And those who have attained to the knowledge, they become, you see them, always filled with bliss, absolute. But it is not so easy to reach that absolute meditation. We always talk about that. Ramakrishna also said, to meditate on God, the absolute, is not so easy to do. Many people say, I don't like to meditate on form, but actually we are not fit to think of the formless. So, because it is nirakara and it is nirguna, Brahman, which is without quality, without any form, to meditate on that, upon that, is not so easy. Rather, it is hard. And the Bhagavad Gita says, abhyaktahi gatir dukkham dehovad viravapate. Those who have the body consciousness, for them to think I am Brahman, it may be good attempt, but very difficult to conceive. Rather, I can say I am a child of God. I am child of Krishna. I am child of Rama. I am child of Mother Durga, Mother Kali. No, it is more we can relate to. But there are special people who can relate to the absolute. But for masses, it is not so easy. That's why, and for general sadhakas, we have to. It is better to worship safe. It is safe to worship Saguna Brahma. That is Brahman with guna and form. Actually, as I said, I give this example all the time. That you think of infinite Brahman, you can think of infinite ocean. And infinite ocean is so limited for us. I cannot think little bit more than some few hundred miles. That also 100 miles I do not know. It's real 100 mile or imaginary few inches. So our mind is so limited, it cannot think of that absolute. So for ordinary people, this is the sadhana. It is said, the tang jatha jatha upasate, you have to worship the supreme self in that stage, and you attain to that result. It is better to have a, you move in your life, get something, you get inspiration, get more, get more, get more, get more. Huh? And Vedanta is like that. You just ignore everything. You have a little vision, Vedanta will be, what is that? You may say, oh, I saw yesterday light coming out like that. And Vedanta, you come to us, we will say, hey, what is that? It is nothing. It is your mind is showing that. Is it not? You see that mystic light or whatever you call, it is your mind still. Vedanta says it is beyond mind. Not this. Get out. So Vedanta ignores your little bit of emotions or feelings and experiences. No value of it. One pi value is not there because our goal is so high. But for devotees, for general people like us, what will be good? It will be very good if you have a target. You target, make a small jump. I planned that I'll be a PhD, but I have finished my college. I've done so much. Now I do for my masters. I am in the fifth year. Oh, I'm doing that. Now you grab something, get something more and more and more. It is easier for ordinary people. Exceptional people don't care about what is happening. This, my target is that I am not satisfied till I reach the goal. That's why here the Upanishad is describing the result of worshipping Saguna Brahma. Understand? He's talking about Ishvara, no? The Lord who controls, controller God. He's not absolute God. Controlling power will go away, then he will be Brahman. That's why he will say Sagun, Sabises, Sakar. And if you do this meditation of God, which is Saguna with quality and Sakara, this is called the Brahman with quality, then you attain to that flight of that powers. Therefore, enjoying that state of so much of joyful state in that high plateau, you go to meditate there on the absolute non-dual supreme reality, and then you experience him in every pore of your blood, every pore of your body, and then you become that only. Huh? You become that. As a result, you become fully satisfied with yourself. And as a result, what will come in? All the sarva paso apahani. That means janma, mrityu, birth, death, all will be gone. Eh? And as a result, Vishwaishwarjam, meaning you will have the quality of godly quality will come in you. Huh? As God can do anything, Christ can do that. Because Christ tuned himself to that consciousness. That means they attain to the supernatural powers in the highest heaven of Brahma Loka. Huh? Got it? Now, 11th verse. Oh, time. Another 10 minutes are there. Okay, so we'll go to the 11th verse. We did that 11th verse. So we'll do the 12th verse. Just to read 5 minutes or so, and then we can come to question answer. So, what the 11th verse we read in nutshell, with the knowledge of God, the personal God, all fetters fall off. With the waning of the ignorance, birth and disease ceases. Going beyond the consciousness of the body by meditating upon Him, God, one reaches the third state, that is the universal Lordship. All his desires are satisfied and he becomes one with the second. Now, etajigiyam nittam evo atma sangastam. There is a beautiful sloka, they sing this verse many times. A beautiful song. It's, it is like a musical. Etajigiyam nityamevo atma sangastam natatparam veditavyam hikaschit kinchit. The next line is different. Acha no. Etajigiyam etajigiyam nityameva nityameva atma sangastam नातः परम वेदितव्यम हि किंचित वेदितव्यम हि किंचित भोक्ता भोग्यं प्रेरितारं चमत्वा भोक्ता भोग्यं प्रेरितारं चमत्वा सर्वं प्रोक्तं सर्वं प्रोक्तं त्रिविधं त्रिविधं ब्रह्ममेतत् त्रिविधं ब्रह्ममेतत् त्रिविधं ब्रह्ममेतत्. So this verse means etaj geyam. Bhokta means who enjoys. We, the jiva, bhokta. Bhogga, all the items which are before us. No? What is bhogga? A beautiful flower is my bhogga. I enjoy that. Sun is my enjoyment. Moon we enjoy. Cold we enjoy. Heat we enjoy. So these are all the objects of the senses. They are the object of enjoyment. And who enjoys? I, the bhokta, enjoyer. Enjoyer and the objects of enjoyment. Bhokta, bhogyam, preritaram. And who is sitting in the heart gives inspiration to grab it, to eat it, to see it, to hold it. No? So that who pushes us towards that, preritaram, antarjami paramas, proktam, it has been said by the sages in the Upanishad, trividham, it is of the three types. Etat sarvam, all these, Brahman, knowing this, these are all Brahman, etat nityam, and this is all the time is there, atma sanasthan, it is in my inmost recess of my heart, knowing such, he becomes, yet knowing only, he knows only the thing, this is to be known. This, he means this is the cause after this Brahma Jnana, and you don't have anything remains to be known. Meaning it says, this is to be known. This means this, the last verse. When you reach to the Ishvara identity, enjoy the bliss and control all the powers in your hand, and then you gradually merge into the absolute truth. This is to be known. This truth is to be known as eternally existing one's own self. Is myself, is that is this self, that is this is my real self. You will know them. So long we are thinking God is outside, now he will think that it is me only. Indeed, there is nothing to be known beyond this. In the world, there is nothing remains to be known. As a result of meditation, when you meditate, what is the end, our end result? The enjoyer, the enjoyed, and the power which brings about this enjoyment, all are declared to be three aspects of Brahman. We are thinking, I am the enjoyer, I am separate. I am enjoying the bliss of the divine, that is God, and through the practice, through the mind. No? First, we know three things are different. But with this, after knowing that reality, you will know here I and that and this knowing instrument mind, all are Brahman. These three are all Brahman. There is nothing but Brahman. Understand? Okay, it is to be understood more and more meditation. That this is to be known, the state attained by the knower of Brahman, which is described in the previous mantra, is natural to one and exists in oneself even before realization. It is no Brahman is here now or not. It is even now, I do not know, but it is here. It is in all of us. So he says that the state attained by the knower of Brahman, what the Brahma Jnani attains to that knowledge after sadhana, which is described in the mantra before we read now, 11th mantra, is natural to one and exists in oneself even before realization. That means that Brahman was here, is here, will be here. Before knowledge, it is there. After knowledge, it will be there. And all the time it is there. So only one is not conscious of it on account of its limitation, as we are now. We do not know that there is so much joy inside. We do not know we are Brahman because of our limitation. So meditation should be on the eternal truth. That's why every day when you meditate, don't meditate on a form which is dull and insensate. That's why think it is a lively thing, think it is light emitting from it, it is conscious entity, it is full of joy, full of bliss. So that way, on the eternal truth existing in one's self, and should not be on anything which is separate from it. So our meditation should be in that conscious self only. So we'll read again the 12 verse much little more attention. So it is better to meditate on one. Huh? Let us have home task. Your Medhananda Swami gives home task, but we don't say anything. Huh? We should also give some home task. What? 11th verse. Meditate on that. Whole, whole next up to next 7 days. Just what we read in the 11th verse. Just think of that. Huh?
Usually you're meditating on the Purushotana, and then you're graduating to the larger.
Yeah, that Saguna Brahma, we have to think that we are thinking of Saguna Brahma. Huh? And we're meditating on that. Gradually, all our sufferings and attachments and aversion and ego and all this clinginess will gradually reduce. We will be able to tune ourselves with that higher consciousness, and then ultimately going into the higher sphere, meditating and deeply trying to identify with that. Our meditation does not identify. I sit here, my mind roams around, and some object I'm trying to meditate. So all segregated. I am one, object of meditation is one, mind is roaming around. Now, if they can be connected together and deepen that meditation, then that will lead to unity. And unity will come to the Paramatman and the Jivatman. And then when one succeeds that, then it will be gradual liberation will take him to the Nirguna Brahma. Two things, Saguna Brahma, Nirguna Brahma. Understand? Saguna Brahma is Ishvara, who controls God. In the Christian language, Catholic, all the language of the Judaism and Christianity, God. This is the God, who controls our God, who creates the thing, who controls everything. But Vedantic God, beyond that. That's why Swami Vivekananda says that Vedanta dethrones God. God is there not. It's the only one thing is there. Who will say it is God? Who is non-God? It is one. So that state will come spontaneously. Okay? So we end here today, and tomorrow is what?
Gospel class.
Gospel class. That also for me, no? I'm not giving gospel class for a long time. Okay, so tomorrow we'll have a chance to. Now we have one question has come. Let me see, and we end here. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Now question is Swamiji's complete works, volume 6, mentions to know the secrets of the Atman, you have to go to the very jaw of death.
It's
It's
so
a
dramatic.
frightening thing. You have to go to the, you have to go to the base of jaw and enter. It is just a statement to understand its meaning. Is that mentioned because individual ego is there? Yeah, that is the point. Job, death means ego will die. I. That will die. What will remain? I will dissolve into the you. Then you only remain. Or Vedanta will say, I am that. Thou art that. Thou and that art means one. So that will be the ego. So there is no ego. If you keep the ego, then you can say, I am here, you are there, and I am seeing you from a distance. But when I totally, until it is dead, the three will remain. It's called triputi. Triputi. Three means three. Triputi. Three things remain: knower, knowing, and known. Gyan, gyo, gata. Dhyan, dhyo, dhata. Meditation, meditator, meditation, and the object of meditation. So always the three things remain in duality. When will be the perfect knowledge, Vedantic knowledge? When I, the perceiver, the object perceived is to be God by meditation through the help of my mind, purified mind. So these three will collapse. That means I will die. That is the meaning of death of I. This I, the small I will die, and you will remain in your big I. Ramakrishna's example, unripened I, ripened I, pure I. We have a pure I. Pure I is God. Unripening is this petty I. What? Do you know? Who am I? I am. You. What is your power? No, I do not know. I know so much. I can show it. So that is the fight of the small I. That small I should die. Then the big I will come out automatically. So, or lifetime, yeah, and it comes through lifetime practice. It does not come in one day. Can we truly and fully understand grace only after realization? Yes, after realization only we can feel what is God's grace and what is we are doing, what is to be done. Okay, you are asking anything? Yeah.
So when the three collapse, is that
Hmm?
just when you're for
Hmm.
people who are experienced that meditate on formless, or how does that collapse when you're meditating on form? Because it's hard.
Well, to meditating in form, it will not collapse.
Yeah.
But a
okay,
point will come when meditation and meditator, I am meditating on, say, Christ. And absorption will come so much, I, Christ, with my mind, little separation, and then it will be so much deepen and deepen. You forget that you are there. Not. It is only Christ is there. And then everything is Christ. It is His forehead, it is His hand, it is His feet. So that absorption in Saguna. And when that will be deepened into the much deeper level, then who was thinking, I am one, I am this is I am not here, still saying I am not here means I is there. That I will also drop. Then what who will say? That is called samadhi. That's why sadhana. Spiritual practice, nothing else. Do meditation more and more. साधन करना चाहिए मनवा, भजन करना चाहिए, प्रेम लगाना चाहिए मनवा, प्रीत करना चाहिए, भजन करना चाहिए. हाँ, साधन करना चाहिए मीन्स प्रैक्टिस, स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिस. भजन करना चाहिए, sing the glories of God, chant the name of the Lord, meditate, pray, do whatever, all spiritual sadhana. That's practice. Karma yoga sadhana. Yes, karma yoga sadhana. Sadhana means anything you do to unite with God. Do that, do that. Don't talk only. Talkers are many. Whole world is full of talkers. As a result, whole world is becoming, my God, till from morning till now, what I have spoken, if it is a collected in one, it is in the air somewhere. No? What rubbish talks we talk whole day. Who talks about God? Who talks about meaningful thing? No. See, got to how many billion now?
8.42.
8.42. 8.42 billion people are all talk, 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 talk. 8.42 billion talk, 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 and jumbled up in 1 minute. What will be the impact of those words?
No, out of 8.4 billion, there are many infants. They didn't start to talk.
They're just crying.
That's it.
But
They're crying.
we talk so much.
They also think.
We also we talk one day.
Thinking also distraction.
Yeah, thinking for sure.
No, that's why bohu, that's why it is all cluttered. And we think, we talk, but we don't talk meaningful talks. That is the way.
That's why we come here.
That's why Maya plays the role. And that's why we say Maya, Sarbo, Pasa Pohani. That means all types of bondage and ties will be cut asunder by this knowledge only. But don't think that knowledge I'll get just like this. Sadhana. Do 1,000 japa to 5,000 japa to 10,000 japa to 20,000 japa, 50,000. Things will not happen so easily. Only Brahman Atmanayana. No. That is also one way of cleaning the mind. That is good. But parallelly, you have to feel something. So do all whatever appears suitable for your mind, but to focus on that side, not to talk many garbage day and night, thinking of negative thoughts and unnecessary thought. I can avoid those thoughts, no? You should know something of the world, what is going on. But if you don't read the newspaper, that means you don't lose anything. You can, what is called 60 seconds.
Yeah. 60 minutes.
You
60
listen.
minutes.
You listen 60 seconds
60 minutes.
few times. That's enough.
Yeah.
The synopsis of the world. What will you do? Knowing so many things. How many things? If you want to know, I know there are people who start with a cup of tea and then start page 1 to the last page. 3, 4, 5, retired people. I've seen them. They spend the day reading newspaper, cover to cover as it was. I said, what is the use? Tomorrow again some new news will come. And that is only filling the mind with that type of thought and thought. Jai. Thank you all. Jai Jai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai na? Muthale habte bolo. Oh, she